Hi, good day everyone. So today we'll be doing January 2021, paper 2, number 7, which are usually sequence questions, right? The diagram below shows a sequence of figures made up of circles with dots. Each figure has one dot at the center and four dots on the circumference of each circle. The radius of the first circle is 1 unit. The radius of each new circle is 1 greater than the radius of the previous circle. Okay. Determine for the first figure a portion for each of the other figures is shaded. Alright, so let's look at this right here. Let me just zoom it up so we can see properly. Alright, so the question says complete the rows in the table below for figure 5 and n. Alright, so if we look for number of dots, we look at the sequence. So it's 5, 9, 13, 17. So first A1 would be equal to 5. And your difference is equal to 4. Yes, it is 4. And it is common. 9 minus 5 is 4. 13 minus 9 is 4. 17 minus 13 is 4. Right? So again, we always do the formula first. Right? Or when n is equal to n. Or find the nth term. So n is equal to n, and you're going to use this formula. an is equal to a1 plus n minus 1 by d. So an is equal to a1 is 5 plus n minus 1 by d, which is 4. So an is equals to 5 plus, just do this quickly, 4 by n and 4 by minus 1, according to distribution law, right? So that's plus 4n minus 4, which is equals to 5 minus 4 plus 4n. So the n term would be 5 minus 4 is 1 plus 4n. So if you want to put 1 plus 4n or 4n plus 1, it is the same thing. So that is the formula for this, 4n plus 1, right? And then this one, this is for area. Let's put this in on the front color so we could area of outer largest circle, right? If you look at these, we have the coefficient, meaning the number in front of, so there are two terms, right? The first term, first value, right, is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. And if anybody recognize, these are square numbers, right? And then for the second term, you're only seeing pi. Pi, 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 and pi. Meaning pi is so your constant is equal to pi, right? And what are we squaring? If you look at these values here, you know, for your first sequence, let's just look at it. Your first value is 1. And we see that the square numbers, that's 1 multiplied by 1. Second value is 4. That is 2 multiplied by 2. And if you look at the figure number, we can see that we are actually squaring our figure number. So the formula for this would be n squared by pi, pi being your constant. Then we're going to look at this. All right, let's just go to the next side. Put this in green. Area of shaded region. There are two values. Your first value is the coefficients of pi, which would be 1, 3, 5, 7, right, dot, dot, dot. And then this is your first values. And then your second values is only pi. So it's pi, 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 pi. So in your second values is pi, but your first values, they have a, what you call this thing? They have a pattern going on. All right. If you look at this, let's just write it back. 1, 3, 5, 7, dot, dot, dot. We know A1, which is your first value, is 1. Your difference is actually equal to 2 because 3 minus 1 is 2, 5 minus 3 is 2, and 7 minus 5 is 2. You're going to use your formula. AN is equal to A1 plus N minus 1 by D. Right? We're looking for an nth sequence. So n is equals to n. So it's going to be an is equal to 1 plus n minus 1 by your difference, which is 2. According to laws of distribution, you're multiplying 2 by each term in the bracket. So that's n by 2 and 2 by minus 1. All right, so an would be equal to 1 plus 2n minus 2. That is equal to 2n plus 1 minus 2. That's 2n minus 1. So my nth term would be 2n minus 1. But we have a second value, which is pi. So what are we doing? We are multiplying, right? So it's going to be 2n minus 1 all by pi, right? And that's how you would get this question. Then we're going to look at 2, 6, 12, and 20. Now, again, we need to see if it's a arithmetic sequence, right? Difference between 2 and 6 is 4. Difference between 6 and 12 is what is the difference? Is 6. Difference between 12 and 20 is 8. So we can clearly see there's not a common difference, so we cannot use this formula here, right? However, we need to look at the values here and see how would they get 2. So we could first say, well, pi plus pi is 2 pi. What about 4 plus 3? Is 4 plus 3 6 pi? 6, 7, no. So that is not the question. So we are not adding the area of the larger circle and the area of the shaded region, right? Then we're going to compare figure number and each thing. So 1 plus 5 you cannot get to, 1 minus 5 you cannot get to. So you're not using your finger and your number of dots. What about your figure number and your area of outer larger circle? 1 plus, although we're not seeing it, there's a 1 here. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. What about 2 plus 4? That is 6. 3 plus 9 is 12. 4 plus 16 is 20. So we can clearly see, right? Let me write this down here in green, that your total area, total circumference, total length of circumference of all circles, right? We just now discussed it. It was your figure number plus the coefficient of area of larger circle right? And you're going to multiply all of this by pi because at the end is pi, yeah? So your figure number, in this case, let's look at this. Your figure number, if when we're trying to find the n sequence, your figure number is n, plus what is the coefficient of your area of your larger circle? That would be n squared, all multiplied by pi. So it's n squared n squared plus n, and then multiplied by pi, and that would be your formula for part 2. All right, so now that we get all the formulas, let's do when n is equals to 5. Right, when n is equals to 5, that's 4 by 5 plus 1, so that's 21. Then 2 by 5 minus 1 all by pi, that would be 10 minus 1 is 9 pi. And this one would have been n squared, which is 5 squared plus 5 all by pi. That is 25 plus 5 is 30 pi. And that would be an answer for this one. So once you get the formulas, the others are very easy. Or you could just simply say, especially for the number of dots, you know that the common difference was 4. So you could have said 17 plus 4 is 21. This one, if you're just looking at the coefficients, 1, 3, 5, 7, it's increasing by 2. Right, so that's 7 plus 2 is 9. And you just put the pi after. And well, this one, no, you would have to use the formula, right? Let's do part B now. Determine the value of n when the number of dots in the figure n is 541. So we're looking at the value of n number of dots, looking for the formula for number of dots. That's 4n plus 1. So they want to know what is n when 4n plus 1 is equals to 541. 4n, you carry across plus 1, would be 541 minus 1. So 4n is equals to 540. Then you carry across 4, that's n is equals to 540 divided by 4, right? 540 divided by 4, you're going to get n is equal to 135. So what is the value of n? N is equals to 135. And then they say write down in terms of p and pi the area of a larger circle in figure 3p. Oh, okay. So your figure number is equals to 3p. That means n is equals to 3p. Okay, and I want to know the area of your larger circle. So the formula for area of your larger circle, let's just go here. Area of your larger circle is n squared by pi, right? So that is 3p all squared by pi. That is equal to 3p multiplied by 3p all multiplied by pi. 3 3s are 9, that is 9p squared by pi. And that would be your answer for part C. And this is how you would do January 2021.